Medicinal plants constitute an important natural resource that has been part and parcel of the human civilization from time immemorial. Before the invention of modern medicine, traditional systems of medicine, particularly like the Ayurveda, the Chinese traditional medicine, or the Tibetan traditional medicine, or the traditional medicines used and applied across Africa, Central America, South America, and Asia, has been the cornerstone of medical treatments across the planet. Even through the Arab traders, Europeans have been reported to collect a lot of herbs for various medical treatments during the ancient period of trade and commerce. Thus, it reflects that medicinal plants had a huge impact on human civilization for the betterment of health, for the quality of life, and also with respect to the betterment of an environment where we could procure our medicine directly from the nature, from the diversity of species of plants that nature has provided us. Plants representing various families are characterized by the presence of different important chemicals known as phytochemicals in the form of carbohydrates, proteins, rich, very essential amino acids, as also isoflavonoids, flavonoids, alkaloids, reserpine, serpentine, various other glycosides, cardiac glycoside, glucosterols, diosgenins, and various other plant-based steroids which are essential for treatment of various medical ailments in humans. Thus, medicinal plants has been a cornerstone of good health practices from time immemorial as associated with human civilization. However, with the advent of modern medicine too, the importance of plant has not been replaced. 30 to 40% of modern medicines come from the plants directly, which they are produced as secondary metabolites in plants and are extensively used as phytochemicals for the treatments of various diseases in humans. As also, it is important to note that medicinal plants are not only used in traditional forms of medicine like Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy, but it is also used in our modern pharmaceutical industries associated with allopathic medications, as also in functional food industries and in the nutraceutical industries too, as food supplements, as immunity boosters, and various other forms in which it promotes good and better health. However, it is unfortunate that only a very small amount of medicinal plants are commercially cultivated and are available commercially. Most of the medicinal plants are therefore collected from the nature, either from our surroundings, immediate ecological systems and environment, or from our forest as non-timber minor forest products. These huge extraction, collection of medicinal plants indiscriminate throughout the season without paying any respect to their breeding cycles and also to the sensitivity of their life cycle has been pushing medicinal plants towards endangerment. Various species of medicinal plants in both developed and developing and underdeveloped countries are showing signs of extinction, and many has become extinct without even science being able to report them first because of this nature of overharvest and overexploitation. Hence, it is important for all of us to understand and realize that unless we take initiative to protect medicinal plant, we take initiative in commercially producing agriculturally abundant varieties and species of medicinal flower for commercial production, if we are extremely dependent on our natural forest resources for harvesting medicinal plant indiscriminately throughout the season without giving them the time to regenerate, we are actually placing our hands on the sensitive gene pools of medicinal plants and are slowly pushing them towards extinction. Post-pandemic, the demands for herbal medicine and medicinal plants around the world has increased manifold, and the import and export levels has gone down significantly for many countries that are either procuring or are selling medicinal plants both in legal and illegal terms. But it is sad to note that a vast amount of these medicinal plants actually come from our natural forest areas, where these are not commercially grown but are harvested indiscriminately throughout the growing season and even in the non-production season. So the seeds, leaves, flowers, birds, and roots, all these are harvested at a very unprecedented rate, is causing a depreciation in the gene pool of these plants, because they are not getting enough time to regenerate through either through earth cutting or through their seeds, or they are not getting the chance to disseminate their seeds and fruits properly before they are being harvested. The people who are harvesting these medicinal plants are some of the marginal members of our society, like various community members of secluded tribes, or people living inside the forest, living within the forest areas, tribal communities, or living in the forest fringe areas, who has intricate knowledge of where to look for the medicinal plants in the forest, but they do not have the knowledge of the right and scientific method of harvesting them, and no knowledge that they are actually harvesting them during their prime or before they could regenerate. As a consequences, we are losing medicinal plants significantly. Indian medicinal plant resources are at serious stake is because there is very little done towards the conservation, because both in situ and ex situ conservation is essential, and other than talks and ornamental research, nothing much has been achieved at the ground level, as we are losing our medicinal plant resources by the day. It is essential, therefore, to involve all the stakeholders, the companies which procure medicinal plants for producing medicines, the middlemen who collect them from the villagers and the tribal communities, and the villagers, tribal communities, fringe forest dwellers, migrant residents inside the forest, or people who works as marginal laborers or forest department laborers working in the forest, collecting medicinal plants, medicinal mushrooms, other herbs for the purpose of as non-timber forest products, must need to realize that if this relentless activity goes together without the act of conservation, we are going to lose them altogether, and then we will not only lose our job, but we will also lose the opportunity of regenerating, creating these plants, and we will be there will be acute shortage of medicinal chemicals that we are looking for and that we so much crave for our better health, immunity boosting, as well as for our long-term health and sustainability. Therefore, initiative needs to be taken where villagers or people who are part of the harvesting process start growing medicinal plants at their backyard, kitchen gardens, or start growing them commercially, collecting seeds from the forest and growing them at their backyard to see how much they could regenerate, and then use this plant for selling to the companies or to the middlemen without going directly into the forest. Such initiatives has been taken in West Bengal, Save the Environment, and Howrah Suparna, two NGOs, has been working extensively towards promoting awareness about medicinal plant cultivation, commercial production of medicinal plants, and also training villagers across the districts of eastern West Bardhaman, Birbhum, Bankura, Jhargram, eastern West Midnapur, Howrah, Hugli, Nadia, and parts of North Bengal, in educating people to understand, particularly the farming communities and marginal farming communities, that medicinal plants are a great natural resources, and if we do not protect them, if we do not save them now, we are putting ourselves at a great risk. Medicinal plants are needed for pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, as well as functional food industries around the world, and it is going to be a major foreign exchange earner down the line. The Indian and the state medicinal plant boards, together with the Ayush Ministry, needs to do work extensively at the ground level in collaboration with various NGOs to make sure that this knowledge is percolated downwards, and the protection and the conservation of the vulnerable medicinal plants are being taken into serious consideration, because unless we take steps now, we are at the risk of losing the plants altogether from our ecosystem. Shoikat Kumar Basu, Bureau Report, Kalinga Chronicle TV.